Are you curious about what's happening in the Hawaii real estate market? Well, stay tuned because in today's video, we'll do an overview of what's happened in the last 7 days. We'll explore the luxury market here in the islands and we'll discuss what to expect going forward. I'm Tehani Wardeman. I am a real estate professional with Better Homes and Gardens, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and don't forget the bell so you're notified of new videos going forward. Okay, let's jump in. So in the last 7 days, what's happened in the real estate market here in Hawaii? We had a total of 235 single-family homes that are either sold, are in escrow, showing or not showing, or are active. And that's actually down from the previous week when we had 257 single family homes that were in the same situation. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown in listings coming to market, and the ones that are on the market are actually moving pretty quickly. They're generally in pretty good condition. The pricing is on target. I've noticed that agents are really encouraging their sellers to properly price the homes because those are the ones that are getting snatched up by buyers. As you know, our real estate market is very low in inventory. There's not much inventory that is coming to the market. And with the historically low interest rates, we're seeing buyers really taking a position and snatching up the properties that really suit them. So what's happening in the luxury market? I identify luxury properties here in Hawaii as those being over 2.5 million. We have quite a few properties on the market now. I believe it was 193 when I did my last check. And those properties are actually sitting on the market for a longer period of time. Some are up to a year on the market. And these are homes that are in the $6, $7, $8, $10 million range. The properties they have much more land that is sold at that higher price point, and the neighborhoods really range. Diamond Head, Kahala, East Honolulu, Makiki Heights, parts of Makiki Heights and Tantalus, those areas are generally considered luxury markets. They, in part because of the location, it's very close to the downtown area. There's also higher price points out in the North Shore, and Mokuleia, Sunset Beach also have homes that are in the $5, $6, $7 million range. I also think that that's in part because people actually want to be out in the neighborhoods that are a little bit more relaxed and more laid back. So you're seeing some of that going on as well. In the last 7 days, there were 8 new listings of luxury properties. Those properties that were at a minimum of $2.5 million. 2 were in escrow showing, and I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a background on what's been coming on the market. So in Diamond Head, they have a property on Kaimanahila Street, which is a really a nice area. The streets are really wide and lots of parking for your guests. They had a property that came on the market for $2.5 million. This particular home is quite beautiful because what I noticed that with the luxury properties is you really get a sense of the spaciousness of the yard. There's a lot of yard, generally well landscaped, well designed, and well maintained yard. Also in Laie, there were 3 new listings that are right next to each other on Kamehameha Highway. And those are in the, let's see, 3.6 up to 5.9, actually 6.25. $1 million. And these properties are newly built, quite beautiful, on at a minimum of 25,000 square feet. And they are quite private, close to the beach. The property that is at the lowest price point in Laie is actually on almost 12,000 square feet of land. Of course, Lanikai is another popular spot. It's near the water, so you get a lot of the water activities in Lanikai. One of the things about that particular neighborhood is that there's only one way in and one way out. So they do have quite a bit of beach traffic because they have beautiful beaches out in Lanikai, and that's just something that you need to consider if you are thinking of buying a place out that way. This past week, there is a property in Lanikai at Moku'ula Drive that was listed for almost $5 million, and it's on almost a little more than 19,000 square feet of land, and it's quite a beautiful property in that it has fantastic views of the Moku'ula Islands, Mokulua Islands there, and it really frames out that island, the three mokes that are so familiar with the people that live out in Kailua. So we have two luxury properties that have recently entered into escrow showing. The first is on Oahu Place in Haleiwa. This property has actually been on the market for almost a year, 324 days, and it's listed at $2,950,000. Little under 9,000 square feet of land, and it was recently remodeled in 2014. This particular property is actually quite beautiful as well. What I notice is most of these luxury properties have a compelling location. The property itself is in pretty well designed and well cared for condition. And then there was another property that is in the luxury market that was went into escrow. It's in the Triangle neighborhood in Hawaii Kai, and it was on the market for 173 days. What I have noticed is that many of these luxury properties are on the market for quite some time, and I'm certain that for the most part, the sellers are prepared to sort of wait it out until they find their buyer. And at that price point, the buyer pool is a lot smaller and more selective because they have the capability of looking at more properties. So what can you expect going forward? Last week was the first actual public open houses that were live. Our office had a pretty good turnout of people who attended. Our office, actually, Better Homes and Gardens, has implemented a few precautions. We continue to practice social distancing. We're wearing a mask. We encourage you to wear gloves and, obviously wash your hands. We have all of the things that are necessary before you actually take a look at our homes. You can wash up, get your gloves and so forth before you actually enter the home. We're asking that people don't really touch anything in the home itself, and I think that's a little bit of a challenge, but we're encouraging people to keep their hands by their sides, and also asking that perhaps taking your children is not a good idea for the open houses, at least for our company. I do believe that virtual open houses will continue. We've seen in our office some agents doing a virtual open and then following up with an open house as well. So inventory remains tight. Homes, once again, that are in a good condition and are showing well and priced right are really going into escrow quickly. I've seen that across the board, there are many properties that are on the market and really getting into escrow relatively quickly. I think that's it for today's video. I hope that that was helpful. If you're thinking of making a move, if you can leave a comment below, I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. I hope you have a fantastic day.